What are we doing here if we're not being real? This is a question I believe that most people or a thinking person should ask. We know that Moshe Rabbeinu, he wasn't the one who hit the sand or the water when those plagues were beginning, because Moshe Rabbeinu had to show amount of hakaras hatov, thankfulness to these inanimate objects, because the water protected him and the sand also protected him at a different time. And it's not proper to, quote unquote, bite the hand that feeds you. I don't know if that's the right thing to put in there, but it's not nice. This is something that protected you, so you don't just go ahead and hit it. Now, the question's like this. They don't have feelings. Water can't think. Sand can't become despondent. So why isn't he hitting them? It's a pretty, I think, basic question, but we all know these Rashis and this idea, so what's the pshat? Wolbe tells us, unbelievable yesod, and it's important to keep in mind. It wasn't or ever about the emotions of the sand and the water. When you outwardly act, you affect inwardly. Not hitting the water, or let's do it the other way. Hitting the water and hitting the sand personally would have affected Moshe negatively, so he doesn't hit the water. Outward actions infect or have a very, very strong inward effect on a person. Rav Dessler was known, he never put his hat on with one hand. I had my hat here, don't. But something like this, you take it and like flick it on as we do. No. He would take it, slowly place it on his head. One time had the great merit of spending a summer with Shmuel Kamenetsky in Camp Achim, and I remember we were all hustling to the dining hall for supper that night, and Rav Shmuel was going with his family to the staff dining hall. And while we were all running through this patch of grass to get to the dining hall, Rav Shmuel followed the path slowly. I remember him specifically not walking on the grass. He stayed on the path. I think I've even heard from a friend that where he holds post as the Rosh Yeshiva in Philadelphia now, I think he's particular that the boys stay on the path and don't walk on the grass. Now, I think maybe this is a similar idea that great people all know. Maybe it's probably not about walking on the grass. It's more about how it affects you. When you treat things with kavod, when you understand what they are to you, and that how you act to them affects you inwardly, you act an entirely different way.